Good morning and happy Thursday to everyone. I am back. Although I never really had a set schedule for my live streams, I want to try and do them during the day, not necessarily on Monday. Monday's a really off day to do any kind of live streaming. So I had to put that on hold. The last live stream we did was God of War. I was thinking about making a series on that, but in all honesty, I got so developed and enveloped into the game that I really didn't want to live stream it. I really wanted to focus on the game for myself. As selfish as that may sound. But I finished the game. I'm actually going to go back and try to complete it, and then I'm going to try it one more time on a higher difficulty. So that's that. So we're doing something a little bit different here. I'm going to go back to a game I did stream probably about a year ago. But first I'm going to get the word out there, let everyone know. We'll be going in just a second. I'm putting the links up. We'll get going in here. Just gotta do my daily, letting everyone know what's going on. Oh my god. So yeah, if you haven't already heard, I don't sound the greatest. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. So, I'm working on getting the bounty achievement, and where do I want to start? Fields. We'll do that one. Basically, in this game, there's a trophy that says, or that the requirement is you have to... Okay, that took a minute. Give me 1 second. Some slight stuttering there. I don't know why. I didn't change anything from when I played last night. There's a trophy in this game that requires you to get 500 bounties. Now, for those of you who don't know, you can get 5 bounties on each act. Cat plays games. Hey, what's going on, Cat? How you doing? Good morning to you, too. Oh, and we got a gift for somebody. Nice. And we're gonna see what that belt was. I knew you couldn't stay away. Oh, it's ass. Oh, that sucks. Oh, there was a gift. Oh, that's right. I got a gift to send to him. Got it. Alright. Let's pay attention to the screen. So yeah, there's a trophy in this game. 500 bounties. Now, you can do 5 bounties per act. There are 5 acts. So, technically I can do 25 of them. And I think it might take me... It really depends on how fast I can... do all these. But... And I do apologize if I'm losing my train of thought. Like, I'm not feeling the greatest. So it feels like I'm constantly having to catch myself and all that, but... I could technically do 125 bounties in about maybe an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, but really it depends on what the bounty is, and if it's a boss fight, it's just gonna take forever. So right now I'm playing on Torment 4, which really it's pretty easy. I'm playing on this difficulty only because right now my character is not doing the kind of damage I want him to do at his level. His base damage is just shy of 1100k. I need that number to grow up. I need that number to go up by at least another 500,000. But we're gonna do this. Hope we get some treasure goblins along the way. I need them to drop some. I need them to drop items. I need them to drop items really, really badly. So basically how it works with bounties, for those of you who don't know, is once you beat the game, you unlock adventure mode. Adventure mode pretty much is you can pretty much play the game on a constant loop over and over and over without having to restart the game. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah, I don't need any more Dragon's Breath. What I need... Oh, there you go. What do you think you're doing? Yeah, I need a couple of rare crafting items because I need to extract powers from the cube so that my character can have them, because once I pretty much beat this game... normally, I've just been kind of putzing around. I had some help getting all these prestige levels. The problem with the... I don't want to say it's necessarily a problem, but the thing with this kind of character is that after a while, it really levels out as far as how much damage it can do. I don't know why I'm missing. What equipment are you using? All right, let's see. I'm using a Calamity one-handed crossbow, the Saint Archus Gauge, Deathwatch Mantle, Aquila Cuirass, with triple. I think it's like triple the amount of the highest dexterity stone. And a Cursed Visage, Ivy Lake, Wraps of Clarity. I have a Sin Seeker Quiver, Elusive Ring, Focus Ring, Marauder's Treads, Pox Fods, Saffron Wrap. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely not the best I can do, but right now it's the best I. The thing is like this is a character that is very specific. It's very, very, very specific how to build a dragon or a demon hunter. So, I'm limited as to what I can find. Okay, that's one bounty done. Go up here, nothing. Okay. I'm probably just going to return to the front of the cave and travel to the next one on foot rather than go right back. How far away is it? It's actually not far.
Not enough discipline.
Shut up. Yeah, there are specifics. I really haven't done that. The next one I'm thinking about trying is the Necromancer, only because it's, like, completely broken. I'm gonna get rid of these guys first. Alright, there we go.
Too low on discipline.
Yeah, okay. Hey, what's up, Bossum? How you doing? Yeah, like, my friend has a Necromancer on here, and I kid you not, he was walking through enemies and bosses on, like, I think it was, like, Torment 9 or 10 with, like, no problem whatsoever. Did I get anything? No, nothing. I'm so glad I have coffee this morning. Why are you not teleporting? I'm gonna... it's kinda not good. I'll get rid of it anyway. Oh, look at that. It gave me something I have like 1,000 of. Alrighty. What's next? Wait, what are the... Why are you... There we go. Skeleton King. Killian. I'll probably just knock all these out in one run. So we're going to be doing a little bit of level grinding. My goal is to get to at least 100. Now, I know right now, I'm sitting at around 75. And my goal is to platinum this game. All I have left to platinum this game are the hardcore character trophies, which are, I think, beat the game on hard with a I don't want to misquote, but I believe it's... I know it's beat Malthael with a level 70 hardcore character, reach level 70 with a hardcore character, beat the game with a hardcore character, and then of course there's the bounty trophy, which is... Wow. Hit the guy. God, these little bastards are just stupid. There we go. Nothing. I don't pick up anything unless it's gold or mythic or a set item. Oh, dude, you can't. I cannot preach enough as to how flippin' wonderful Diablo 2 is. I'm still mad that it never got a console release. And it sucks that, like, it's not running the greatest now on PC. But, oh my god, the hours spent on Diablo 2 when I was just getting into this game was unbelievable. Diablo 2, in my opinion, is probably the far superior version, and I think that if they could get the game remade for console and PC now, I guarantee you, like, it would be one of the best games on PC of all time. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going down the cathedral, because I technically have, like, several bounties I can get just by going down these stairs. There's this, kill a certain character, and then there's kill the Skeleton King. So I can knock out 3 of them right now. Okay, and there's something up there that's generating those pulses. Okay. But yeah, Demon Hunters are also really good with buffs, like their Shadow Power and Vengeance ability. Like, you need those. And there we go. So, like, right now I'm not having an issue at all with any of these characters. Or, I'm sorry, any of these enemies. It's pretty straightforward. I am going to move through this room a little bit and spread out the wealth. There we go. Let's get some room. There we go. Now we're cooking with Crisco. But when it comes to Diablo 3, it got so much negative flack for all the wrong reasons. And I know I've talked about this in prior videos, but one of the things that truly bugged me about this game is that, like, people said that, like, oh, it's boring and there's nothing you could do and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, clearly you've never played the game, because you don't know what you're talking about. Yes, the game repeats itself, as does Diablo 2, as does a lot of Blizzard games. People, I hate to break it to you, but games repeat themselves. That's what they do. These games are designed to be played over and over and over again because you're level grinding and item farming. That's what you're doing. Oh, hi there. Like, I'm getting jack shit for experience right now, but I'll take it. Hello!
Your fear betrays you.
Like, I can tell you right now, when I played Diablo 2, I think I played almost every character except the assassin, only because at the time I didn't like it. But my go-to character was always the paladin. The barbarian was a lot of fun. The sorceress I didn't really play too much of, only because at the time everybody and their mother was a sorceress, and to me it didn't look that interesting. Who are you shooting at? What, really? No, the biggest problem this game had when it came out was that when it came out for PC. The game literally just had it literally just had server issues. That's all it was. When the game first came out on PC, it was giving a lot of I'd say the majority of its users a hard time signing on to play. That was the problem. That was it. There was nothing else wrong. Nothing, not a thing. But when they fixed it, because that's what they do, no problem. The problem people had is that they felt like the game was a show of what the other game was. And I said, did we not remember what Diablo 2 was? The biggest reason why I'll give Diablo 2 credit like this. A lot of the dungeons and stuff. Oh jeez. A lot of the dungeons in Diablo 2, they change, but a lot of the dungeons in here, they stay the same, especially for like key events. They don't change. To my knowledge, it wasn't a requirement problem. It was the fact that there was just a server problem that was not letting... The servers weren't ready. That's pretty much what I can boil it down to. The servers were not ready. But after a few days, they got it fixed, and the game was fine. And then it got ported over to console, and people were complaining that, oh, it wasn't the same thing as Diablo 2, and I'm like, well, that's the point. This is in my opinion, this is a much more story-driven game than Diablo 2, but I think the reason why people like Diablo 2 the most is that a lot of the stuff felt like it took longer to complete. It had a little more meat on the bone, which isn't a bad thing, but let's not bullshit each other here. You know, it wasn't a completely flawless game. And of course, the other big issue people were having with Diablo 3 is when they turned off the auction house, which was basically their way of which was basically their way of allowing you to sell off the rare, mythic, and set items with real money, and people were making a living off of that. They shut down the auction house because it was creating too many problems, and I agree. I don't think that stuff like... I think stuff like that, it sets up a really unfair standard for gaming later, because if they're going to allow people to do that, then when and if the next game comes out, like, it's going to be the requirement that people can take advantage of the auction house. Not to mention it also potentially takes money away from Blizzard. So rather than having people play through the game and like put the hours into grinding for all these items because it's random, they don't. They basically just cut corners, and they were trying to avoid that. The auction house was creating more problems than it was helping. And then, you know, it came out and people were saying all this stupid bullshit like, oh, it was a trash game, it was terrible. I'm like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You're just pissed off about it for all the wrong reasons. And I'm like, wait a minute, a monotonous game? Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I had to get some coffee. Wait a minute here. You mean to tell me that if a game is overly monotonous and keeps doing the same thing over and over again, it's terrible? Then please explain to me why games like Grand Theft Auto and Saints Row constantly get the praise that they do. Granted, Saints Row is a little bit more aware of itself and comical, but don't sit there and tell me, oh, games like Diablo and the first Destiny and other dungeon crawlers are like games that require excessive grinding and item farming. Don't give me that load of horseshit. It's like, oh, Diablo 3 is stupid because of all the because of all like the grinding you have to do. Meanwhile, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a masterpiece. Like, dude, bullshit. I tried picking up that game twice. I'm like, I'm done. I have no desire to play I have no desire to play a single Grand Theft Auto unless it's like the original PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2 trilogy, which is like the Vice City 3 and San Andreas. Well, because it's an unfair comparison. It's a stupid game because derp. That's not an excuse, though. You're literally complaining just because it took out the one reason you had for playing, which was selling fake things in a real auction house. You weren't playing the game because you loved it. You were playing the game because you wanted to exploit it. Anytime a game allows players to sell in-game items for real currency, every single time, I promise you, every single time a game removes that option, people get pissy. They go, oh, it's terrible. No, it's not terrible. You're just a miserable pain in the ass. And yeah, I do take that shit seriously, because it's annoying as hell. A game is not bad just because it takes off one feature that has nothing to do with the game. It's because people were basically getting swindled online. Who are you shooting at? Get out of here with that. So when I'm done here, I'll go to the final level, and then I'll fight the Skeleton King, and then I'll pretty much be done. There's the portal, but I just decided why not. We'll do it the hard way. The problem is I don't necessarily call it complaining. I call it forced creative criticism. But I do know we need to have a little Pup Squad team meeting, probably sometime over the weekend, to talk about a few things. Nothing major. One of them is going to be like an idea for loud force creative criticism. No, truth be told, that's not my fault. Maybe you just had the volume up too high. I can't control how loud you set the volume. But we need to have a little team meeting probably sometime this weekend about future ideas, as well as a possible schedule change. Only because I am hitting a slight snag on Wednesdays, and if it doesn't change after next week's show, then the day or the time might get changed. But like I said, we're gonna talk about it, and we'll all come to a conclusion that it works out best for everyone. What are you? Yeah, team meeting. Although I'm not gonna lie, I've really been liking the viewer count and the pretty much the view count on all of the podcasts so far. We've been averaging between the 40 and 50, which is not bad for a show that literally just started.
This will be interesting.
Well, I want to say hello and welcome to everyone who is currently in here. If I haven't said hello or talked to you personally, this is what to expect in the podcast. Here, I'm a little more comfortable talking with people when I'm playing the game. Whereas in Dead by Daylight, I really have to be paying attention to what's going on. And with God of War, again, I also have to be paying attention to what's going on because the game has difficulty spikes. We've been having a lot of fun doing it. I have no complaints whatsoever. You say that now, and then like before I know it, like next oh boy, team meeting. No, but I'm thinking sometime in June I would like to maybe get a guest on. That won't be in the meeting. I think we were talking about that a little bit. About wanting to get a guest on. I'd like to get like a subscriber on with a good amount of views. I have a few ideas of people who could do that. For two reasons. One, they would be a good friend of mine, someone I can trust, and two, that could actually help with some viewership. Not that I have a problem. Not that I'm complaining, but if I can get someone on the show with over 10,000 subscribers, and he can put some reach out there, I think that'd be pretty awesome. Because more views, yeah. Well, my goal, hopefully by the end of this year, if we're still doing, if Lord willing, we're still doing the podcast, I'd like to try to average between 80 to 100 views every single show. And I want to try and do so without trying to cater to an extremely ridiculous demographic that requires, I don't want to say too much without giving out names or making anyone feel bad, but I'm not going to apply to the most common denominator of shitting on someone online or having to I'll grab a dragon's breath, why not? I think I have 80,000 of them. Yeah, I'm not going to appeal to the lowest common denominator for the sake of getting more views, because I watched some podcasts, and I was a part of a few that it did not go well at all. It was very... It made me want to do better. And I always wanted to do a podcast. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, well, us talking trash about bad games is one thing. I'm talking about talking trash on people. Like, I don't even like doing that on my channel. Even if it's people, like, a good example would be the Logan Paul incident. Like, everybody and their mother was talking about this guy, and I wanted to say something, because basically what he is doing is he's making what I'm doing a hell of a lot more different or difficult to stay to get views, because this jackass is basically doing whatever he wants. But I don't want to do that, because I don't want to be known, like, I don't want to be Humble Bumble, he makes like he trolls other YouTubers. I don't want to do that. And like I said, I was a part of some rinky-dink shit podcasts, and and I don't care if they hear or see it now. Like, I was a part of one with an old group that I was in. And I took it way too seriously, because I wanted to have some kind of a format where literally all they wanted to do was just have a Google Hangout section that they could post for everyone to watch. And I said, well, we can do that, but at the same time, shouldn't we have something to talk about at the very least? And the problem I was having with that, and I guess this is an expose, and for those of you who are listening, they know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention names or YouTubers, but there was one group, this YouTuber, a group of people, they pretty much came into the group, and they were the hot new thing, and they basically made it very, very difficult for a lot of people to get any kind of headway or traction. And fine, like, whatever, no big deal on that. But then we started wanting to do a podcast, and then they were given special creative control over how they did the segments, and I realized that our demeanor was going from, hey, let's actually have a fun podcast and talk about things that people like, to let's all just sit around on our fucking phones and act like a bunch of immature children. And I'm sorry, but when I think I was the only one of two people on that podcast who were like married, married and understood that time is precious. And when I have to deal with a bunch of grown men who literally just want to sit there and like check their Twitter and their Facebook updates constantly while we're live, not have anything genuine to say, not have any, conversation to bring to the table. It was just a glorified hangout, but don't you worry, the hot new channel and their buddies are there, and I'm like, I don't give a shit, and I don't care oh, they know the Game Chasers and they have over 100,000. I don't care. I don't care if it's 1 million subscribers. If I did a podcast with Markiplier or Angry Video Game Nerd and they were pulling that shit, I'd be saying the same thing. I don't care. I don't care about their subscriber count. Their subscriber count does not make them... It doesn't make them immune to the bullshit. No, see that's no, that's not what I'm talking about. If one of us is quiet on the podcast, we're letting someone talk, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't mind if some of us are quiet. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna hit those moments really soon, especially when you and Felicia start talking about something I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm just like, all right, it seems interesting and it sounds hilarious, so this is gold. But I'm talking about 5 or 6 men who are staring at their phones while they're live that are live on YouTube, and they're not even talking about anything. It has nothing to do with the podcast anymore, and it's all about what they want. And that's not what I was told this was. I was told this was a podcast to feature the people of this group. So basically what YouTube Gaming Network is doing now, that was the premise, except that's not what it was here. It was favored BS for other people to watch. And the people, other people who tried orchestrating it, you know, I don't wish them ill. They were doing what they thought was best, and then, you know, after 10 podcasts, they just decided to no longer do it anymore, and I don't blame them. So I've always wanted to do a podcast for the longest time. The problem is finding the right people with the right schedule who I feel like I can have a pretty good rapport with. And I want it to be a podcast that people who are watching can get involved and enjoy. And then I'm watching podcasts where literally it's like one dude fawning over like one girl and her friends, and I'm like, I'm not interested. I don't feel like this is like borderline porn at that point. Stare at phones in real life. I would hate. Exactly. Like, how would you feel like if let me put it like this, and my wife made a really good point on this. How would you feel if, like, we all, like, let's say all of us in YouTube Gaming Network, like, we all got together one day and we all said, hey, let's all go out to dinner. And more than half the people that were at the restaurant were all staring at their phones, and nobody was, like, communicating or talking with anyone. Like, that shit drives me crazy. And, you know, I was out eating dinner one night with my wife one night, and I was preoccupied with my phone, and she called me out on it, and it really got me wondering. I'm like, you know what? She's absolutely right, because if I was talking to her and I was giving her that same treatment, I'd expect her to get pissed off. So I don't want to do that on a podcast where it's like I'm communicating with my co-hosts, and I'm also trying to communicate with the audience who wants to get involved. Because the more inclusive you can get with the audience, the better. Hey, James, what's going on, bro? By the way, I've been liking some of the covers you've been doing. Well, not some. I've been liking all of the covers you've been doing on YouTube. But, pretty good stuff, man. I definitely recommend if you're not out there playing at, like, you know, local shows, get out there. You got a good talent on your hands, and I wish I had musical ability. I can hear. That's about it. I mean, I'm a peeker, but I don't sit there nose to screen all the time. I'm checking emerge. No, see, that's fine. And that's totally fine. But literally, imagine an hour and a half podcast where for at least an hour of it, people are staring at their phones. They're not even acknowledging the people on the show. Like, we had a guest. We had a guest from one show, and I kid you not, his wife, because his wife was on the show too. I'm not going to mention this the person. I'm afraid to play in public. Wear a blindfold. I'm on my phone 10 hours a day for... Okay, but that's business. I'm talking about a podcast. I'm talking about roughly 6 people. I'm talking about 6 people who are all dedicating their time once a week to a show in which we're talking to other YouTube channels, and at least half of them are staring at their phone and not contributing. That to me just feels like a waste of time. And I'm sorry, but when I'm doing a podcast, my main focus is the show. It's not what's going on Facebook, and it's not what's going on in my personal life. I let my wife know what's going on. She completely understands. We let it be at that. Oh, damn. He's angry. So we're gonna be here for a while, because this guy is a pain in the ass. Okay, I lost vengeance.
I need more discipline.
I can't vault either. I am gonna kill these guys.
Not enough discipline.
God, my discipline regeneration is garbage. And the cool thing with my character is that it regenerates his hatred. There we go. See, nothing too crazy. Like, it's not even nothing. It's not even hard. Yeah, that was an issue my friend had for the longest time. He had no problem playing in public if it was a cover, but he was very conscious about, like, playing his own material. And I honestly wish I had better advice to give when it came to something like that. I'm 100% not musically talented whatsoever. But the best advice I can give you is that if you don't at least try in baby steps, you're never gonna know. And something he tried, and feel, by all means give it a shot yourself, but like, even just playing at the park, like playing at a park or in a public place, not necessarily at like a coffee house or like an open mic night or something. He did that for a while, and eventually he slowly built up his confidence. So, when you're ready. What are you?
My loutish companions have no curiosity about the Khazra. They're only interested in the bounty on their
A new
heads.
book, I'll take it.
But I am convinced the Khazra can be communicated with. It is dangerous, to be sure, but it is a risk I am willing to take.
I'm sure it is. Yes, yes, yes! The hell? No! No, 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 no! Damn it!
I need more discipline.
I don't want these guys to go. I need them. I need them really badly.
I am too low on discipline.
Oh my god, you suck. Damn it! I think I got 2 out of them. Damn it! And another book.
Billard, that damn fool, was killed trying to communicate with the Khazra, and then the cultists showed up. As soon as I saw them, I ran. I wanted no part of their dark magic. I heard the screams of my companions, but there was nothing I could do to help.
I mean, I'm finding tomes I haven't read before, which is nice.
It is
Nice.
my pleasure to report.
Which is really upsetting because it makes me wonder. I'm like, how much did I actually miss?
Words have flowed from their mouths.
Just those guys. I think those have like a lot of items, and I think even rare crafting materials. But I still need the goblin,
And the enemy shall be
and I need those. I need those items. Like I think it's like holy water and a special kind of like corrupted item I need. And it's order to extract the power from the cube. I need to start building up my buffs. See, like right there. There we go. See, like that little thing got me a lot of stuff. Not necessarily what I need, but...
Cultists have kidnapped my brother!
We should start searching then, quickly.
The cultists poisoned my brother and brought him to this cave, all because they want my elixirs.
We'll show them the price of such reckless greed.
Why are you not going over there? So again, yes, I'm still getting over a cold. It's not been very fun. Ugh, for crying out loud. This is a wide cave.
He's over here! I'll get in the antidote!
Oh no, it's the evil thing! The medallion.
Be dead if it weren't for you, brave hero. Take
I know.
these elixirs for your trouble. We're going back to town.
We need to go back.
Okay, looks like I'm going back. Looks like we're going back. Alright.
Well done. You have finished all the...
A large Herodric chest.
Can't do that here.
Mind your business. Holy crap! No, what are you doing? Go back!
This will overburden me.
Ooh, stuff. A sword of ill will. I can't use it. But... cool. Alright, so I did all the... Oh. Getting tired. Did all the challenges there, so another 21 to go before we get to level 100. Or 100 bounties total. And remember, the trophy is 500, which means a lot of playing. But I'm going to take a brief pause here, and I'm going to get a muffin. Coffee and chocolate chip muffins. Can't ask for anything else. Excuse me. Actually, you know what? I just got wind of something else, so I'm probably going to call it here. Going to keep it under an hour. I know that's insanity, but like I didn't realize that me being sick was going to be like put this much of a damper on my energy, because like right now I'm like on the verge of falling asleep. But I can't do that quite yet. I have a lot to do around here and some errands I got to do. So I was going to probably go for like another hour or so, but just right now my body is not letting me do it. I do apologize. My goal is to have at least one live stream at least every week, but between the sniffles and like there's just, I feel like I have a frog in my throat constantly, and I'm exhausted and I feel tired. I know the longer I'm doing this, I'm just going to get quieter and quieter, and I just don't feel like 100% up to it. So maybe I'll be back later, maybe not. That remains to be seen. But I do want to thank everyone for stopping by. That's pretty awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Trying to boost those numbers, trying to have some fun. And yeah, that's gonna just about do it. I'm gonna take some vitamins and maybe lie down for a little bit. Gonna try and see if I can feel a little bit better. So until next time, I'll see y'all later.